Hey everyone, welcome back to another dinner and discussion. This dinner is brought to you by Gabe. He's been amazing lately with the pregnancy. Since I've had zero energy, he's been picking up the cooking slack. And so while tonight's meal was easy, I'm very excited. It's gonna be delicious. It's just cheese ravioli with some sauce, some broccoli, and some garlic bread.
While Alexa's picking out topic, because I picked out mine last time. So Alex mentioned she's very tired in her first trimester, and so luckily I work remote a lot of days, so I'm able to start my cooking immediately after I get off the clock. So by the time Lex gets home, she can have food ready for her because she needs to be eating every few hours just because...
I'll guess it.
Yeah, she'll just get nauseous if she doesn't have some kind of food in her, so luckily it was an easy one for today. But what topic do we have?
We are going to be discussing HOAs as we eat this food, and if that doesn't tell you how we feel about HOAs, I don't think anything will.
HOAs. I think so. I never was really part of an HOA or even experienced one until we moved out to our current residence right now.
Sorry guys, that broccoli's a little still golden.
But I think with HOAs, I'm trying to think of like the purpose they like really serve, because like the one that we have right now, like no disrespect, you know what I mean, but like garly damn, because like I feel like they just try to find the most obtuse things to like charge people and like for fees and stuff like that. Like I feel like they put a ruler up to the grass to like measure it out. Or like we have trash days. If your trash is out the next day, you just didn't get a chance to put it back the day like they took it out when you get back home. It could be like Friday morning, or like you just do it the next day after work for Friday. You get a notice or something like that. I think they pick out the weirdest things to like be, and it's unfortunate for like our area, since we are still developing, which I don't see us not be developing for years still, because it's just so
never
much.
ending.
Our area is literally becoming a small town, is what it feels like, our neighborhood. And so like we'll have an HOA for like a while. So like even if we wanted to do something or abolish it or just not have it a thing, our builder, they're the HOA people, which is I think also wild. And so we don't have really a choice in that. And I'm not even gonna touch the pool thing yet. Our pool HOA.
Yeah, because we're in a precarious situation, because typically the HOA is like other neighbors.
It's like a community ran.
And I'm gonna say something wild. And I have no scientific proof of this. This is just an Alexa statement, which is why it's probably wild. But I think HOAs were developed by white people because white people can't seem to mind their own business. Because honestly, the whole point of an HOA, I'm just saying white people are known to be the more nosy ones. They're more likely to give unsolicited advice. Like, I'm just saying, just from my general knowledge in life. And so like HOAs, the whole message they give you is it's all about maintaining property values, because, you know, if your neighborhood's kept clean, if the houses are kept under control, you maintain your property values. But there's a way to keep your house clean and to like maintain it and still have like character and still have like individuality. And HOAs seem to like monitor that more often than not. And so like we're in an interesting situation because we're part of a new build community. Like our community was founded in 2021. And so like Gabe said, our HOA is technically ran by our developers, and it will continue to be ran by our developers until like, I think it's like 80% of the builds have been completed, I think is how like this goes. And then the power goes back to the residents, and then the residents have the ability to abolish if they want, or they can form their own community and become the HOA. But HOAs are wild because they give you this amount of money that you have to pay, And if you don't pay your HOA dues, they can put a lien on your house, which I guess it doesn't affect you in your day to day, but like if you ever want to sell your property, or like if you die and your property gets inherited by somebody else, they have to pay those liens before they can like reclaim the house. So like it can be inconvenient. But like our HOA just drives around and looks at trash cans and grass. That's literally the only thing our HOA does. We have a pool. It's not maintained. I think it's the sewer system in the back pond of the pool is better maintained than our actual pool. But yeah, so we're just paying money. And they're like, oh, you can vote at these meetings, or you can have an opinion on the budget, this, that, and the other. They're lying. Because we have some very involved neighbors around here, like very involved, and they haven't been able to do shit. So I don't believe them.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think like, yeah, I'm like Lex is mentioning, like I've seen no benefit when it comes to like having our HOA. Like really, it's like an unruly like landlord. I mean, and landlords understand, you know what I mean? Like for apartments,
it's their
your
property.
house is like, yeah, you're living in it. They're letting you living in it. You're paying a fee and paying things to be able to live in it instead of having to be somewhere else or do something else. Completely understand that. You know what I mean? Apartments, you can't be doing X, Y, Z. You can't change how the front of your house looks like if you're renting it. You know what I mean? But let's mention like the individuality. Like, I think it's cool when some houses like, I think it's a lot better when all the houses don't look like they're carbon copies of each other. Like someone literally copy pasted every single house. And yes, with a bill, that's a lot easier to do. But like after the bill, let people like individualize their house. You know what I mean? Like, and I understand too. Like to some degree, you don't want to get insane with it. You know what I mean? Like, of course, there's like probably I've seen like in instances where like HOAs are like needed, and like some houses are just like. And it's like not just one, it's like blocks and blocks of houses. But even then, I was like,
cares?
That's true too.
You paid for this. Fucking houses are expensive. Like, as long as this is not hate messages
It's not
on
like
your house.
a cross on fire.
Who cares if it's rainbow? Who cares if it's neon green? Who cares if it's the darkest black you can find out there? Who the fuck cares? Because ultimately, you pay property taxes, you pay your mortgage, you pay home insurance, you pay, the maintenance fee of the house. Like, there are certain liberties that you're supposed to be able to have as a homeowner versus like a renter. Like, you're right. Like, as a renter, you have to respect the owner's property. But in this case, you are the owner. And it'd be one thing, like, maybe if your bank came in and was like, your lender was like, hey,
We're only giving out mortgages to people.
Yeah, you can't have your house being like the rainbow color. I still think that'd be shitty, but like they have more ground.
They have more power.
They have more ground to stand on because they are your loan owner than some PAMCO person. That's what our HOA is called. Just driving around in a white bus, figuring out who they're going to ticket this week. Like, and it's crazy because like you have to like in your backyard. If it goes higher than your fence, you have to fill out a report. If you want to do anything to your front yard, got to fill out a report. And it takes like, these bitches can take as long as they want to approve you. Like, I think it took us 4 months just to figure out paint our doors. So you know what? We waited a whole year and a half before we painted it.
Take that. We'll make you wait to see if it's the right one.
We'll do whatever we want. But it's just silly, and like, yeah, you have to give justification and like all this stuff. And I just think ultimately, like, it's nobody's business because they don't pay your bills. Like, and also, if you're, it's like everything in life. Like, the better you are, the more consequences you get. So like, we have a bunch of our dues get raised every year. Like, we used to pay $90. Now we pay $110 every 3 months, and the only amenity is this damn pool that has glass in it and teenagers running rampant and literally just fucking nightmare. But no other like luxury at all because of this HOA. And the reason why the dues went up is because half our neighborhood almost decided to stop paying. So not only are you paying your HOA dues, but then you have to pay the dues of the people that aren't paying their dues. So sure, yeah, they get a lien on their house, but like I'm not getting the benefit of that lien. No, my dues are going up.
It's true.
And I'm like, that's wild. That's wild.
Yeah. No, I mean it's HOA is like, again, like this may be a shorter one just because like I don't see benefits in them. You know what I mean? Like they're just ways for them to control, in my opinion, like just like the aesthetic and just saying it's due to property taxes. You know what I mean? Like, and there's some neighborhoods that are worth so much more, and all the houses are like have these little charms or like look like their own little things, and you know they can be fixed up. You know what I mean? Throughout the years, and like there's different sizes, and like it looks like a regular community. You know what I mean? That like there's a bunch of different kind of humans in this area. You know what I mean? Of how they express how they live. And so like, yeah, I don't see a benefit in it. You know what I mean? Like it's just in the pool, you know what I mean? Like I remember when we first started going to it, we're like, wow, a pool.
Cool.
But the locks are constantly breaking. They're always such worried about security, about people who don't live in the community, because we have other neighborhoods that are somewhat walking distance. So people are coming over to this pool and using them. You know what I mean? Let's like going to a public pool at like a town. Am I gonna care if not every single person that's in that public pool for like the rec center or everything is like a membership? No, I mean I only think you would care is if like they're doing something bad.
Yeah,
at
it's
the
just
pool.
it's just disrespect. That's
You know
really
what I mean?
the
They
big
leave trash
problem.
and they like do bad things at the pool. Yeah, I'd care because like you care like hold them accountable. But like, but then yeah, we go there and that was like it's next to the pond, so a lot of critters get through. The pool breaks or like the filters and all that kind of go down. They built higher gates to prevent the security, and they changed the security locks. You know what I mean? It's just all of that. You know what I mean? And the pool's not getting bigger. The community is though. And so you're like, you want this one little pool that's like a hotel sized pool. Mm-hmm. Not even.
And the deepest it is like 4 feet, which if you're an adult, that's not fun.
I mean, like it's just I don't, and they make it such a like a priority, and it's not anyone's priority. I would love to know a population of like how many people in our community like actually avidly use the pool.
A lot more people would like to use the pool because like Gabe's not on our group forum, but I am, and a lot of people complain every year how they would like to use the pool more. But did I get you?
Oh. No, I saw cheese in my arm. I don't know where it came from.
Oh, might have come from my mouth. That happened. But they like want to use the pool more. But like I said, so the pool's closed twice a week for cleaning every day. It's only where you live in Texas, okay? The coldest month of the year is February. That's literally it. Like the rest of it, it gets maybe down to 60 at night, but it's usually always 75 to like 90 in the cold months. Like today, we're in November. It was 85 today and sunny. And the pool is only open from Memorial Day to Labor Day. So a lot of people are upset about that, for one, because we are a hot state and the pool's closed for half the year. Makes no sense. Makes no sense when February is literally the coldest the month.
Yeah, no one's gonna go to the pool when it's 50 degrees.
Yeah. And then in addition to that, it's closed 2 days a week for cleaning. It doesn't get cleaned. I don't know who this mysterious cleaning person is, but they do a bad job because the garbages are always overflowed. Like they have found glass in the pool numerous times. Again, we live in Texas, so there's been numerous critters in the pool. So like Gabe and I have gone twice and we were like, this isn't even really safe to come back here anymore because either one of two things happens. One, it's super dirty and that's not a good enjoyable time. Or two, riffraff be coming and people that like violence be coming up and like squaring up at a pool. And neither of those are a good time. But yet we pay a lot of money, supposedly, for this pool because there's no community grass areas except for like out front, so like lawn maintenance isn't a lot, and then people not paying their dues. That's literally why like our fees are $110.
I even think it'd be less because there's more people.
Yeah, and it's not. They're just getting greedy. No idea what these funds are for. And then people, it's always interesting because you have an entire neighborhood, and only half of the people are involved. The other half could care less. They stick to their own thing. Like, they're probably doing some shady shit on the side, whatever. And then you got the people that are like super caring. And you want to know what those dumbasses want to do with the money? They want to put in speed bumps. Or they want to gate the community. So like these same people are like, I can't afford $110. Let's gate the community. And then the HOA is like, well, we don't have the money for that, so your dues will go higher. Because of course you're not going to use the money they got to do that. And then also, speed bumps are just dumb. There's only one street that we have that's not controlled by stop signs that people are maniacs about. And again, why don't we just shame each other about how horrible we are as drivers? I think that'd be more effective than installing speed bumps every 20 feet in our neighborhood. But that's the kind of fun, that's how they want to use our HOA funds. So I'm not really confident in this whole self-directed HOA by the neighborhood either, because I'm like, y'all don't have your lives together to be making decisions with this amount of money.
Yeah. It's if anything, like, if we were to do that, I think it'd be better if it just like got dissolved and they just like closed the pool at this point, just because it's way more of a challenge. You know what I mean? Like, it's unfortunate because the way in our town where we live, we're technically not part of the town. We're in a mud. So that means we are parts of us is owned by our city, but parts of us isn't. And so when it comes to like city funded things like parks or like amenities or things like that, that doesn't reach out to us. And so like there's a lot of things that unfortunately, like, if we didn't have an HOA, it wouldn't get done. But if we didn't have an HOA, if we do, because we do have one, but it's maintained not how we want to maintain, you know what I mean? Like, it's like we want somebody to like take care of that stuff, but we want someone to like be smart with taking care of that body. And like Lex mentioned, is our neighborhood the best people? Sometimes maybe unfortunately the people who are the loudest aren't the best to be the speaking for it. Or like someone, like there's one person who's like, oh, I've been on HOAs before, and like this blah blah, you know what I mean? Like, this isn't how it's supposed to be ran, or like X, Y, and Z. And I was like, oh, that's great. But are they going to do it again? Probably not. I wouldn't want to do it again. So like, it's unfortunate, because even if we were to take control of it, even then I'd be like, no, just abolish it. But if we do abolish it, it's like, what are we giving up? You know what I mean? Like, would things get worse if we did? Who knows? I don't want to think about it.
I think it just would come back onto the city's problem if we don't have an HOA. So like, if your neighbor doesn't cut their grass,
what's the thing? It's like,
that's a city problem.
Yeah. I'm curious if our city would like be like, we'll finally take you in. You guys are big enough. We'll take you in, and we'll, you'll be part of us now.
Yeah, but
or not.
I just think like, maybe like, and you can put this in the comments where you've seen HOAs be helpful, but like I said, people work too hard to own houses to then be told what they can do with said house. And as long as it's not directing hate speech at anybody, I seriously I cannot think of another thing in my head that you shouldn't be allowed to do to your own house. So, and therefore HOAs, their entire job is to police the community to maintain a certain order. But depending on what community you live in, where that community is located in the state, all of that, like, can be dictated based on like what the HOA wants for that area.
Yeah, who runs it? I'm sure like it depends on like when you have your HOAs, like it's like having a little tiny like club organization. You know what I mean? Like maybe for a few years, you really don't notice it, but then someone who comes in charge, who thinks they now have the power of the world, makes it awful. You know what I mean?
PTA.
Like, yeah, it's like whoever you vote to like manage these things, it's just like. And, that leads to every other situation we have in our country, in our states, in our counties, in our worlds. whoever you vote into that kind of thing can make it awful or can make it great.
It's so wild how many government entities are just truly unstable. Like, even on such a small level of our HOA, like the mismanaging of funds, the lack of communication, the no clear who's in charge here. It's just interesting. It just shows you that government is whack.
Whack.
I can say that I work for the government.
As do I.
And it's whack. We got no business telling other people what to do because we can't even manage ourselves. So, like I said, would love to hear you guys in the comments about any upsides.
I would love to hear the
HOA.
good stories. Like when they did great stuff or like brought a community together or like did stuff, like, you know what I mean? Like they're advocating, like trying to make it a stronger and better community to live in, and they're not just like
Nickel and diming people.
well, they're not seen as the enemy. You know what I mean? Like people actually have a positive attitude towards an HOA. And what does that even look like? A positive like relationship between like the residents and an HOA. Ones where they're like, oh, we love our HOA. We would happily pay dues and stuff like that because we know they're doing that.
Yeah, like literally ours, every week when the HOA comes through, everyone be posting them. Kind of like spot a cop. Be like,
It's our own neighborhood watch.
they're out. They're hide your kids, hide your trash cans. Like they're coming for you.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang.
Cut your grass.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got though on HOAs. Again, I got nothing good for them. Our opinion is very clear on how we feel about them. That's why we're like.
It's
again,
also very limited, so take that with a grain of salt.
That's true. This is our only first occurrence with one. We've had one for 4 years. 4 years.
November will be 4 years in the house.
November of 20.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Yeah.
So only 4 years. And we've seen our community change very much within the 4 years. We were one of the first wave of folks here. And so hopefully we'll see what it looks like. Maybe one day we'll actually the HOA like be owned by us.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if the development ever gets finished. Like if they stop adding on to it. Because like I think that's part of the reason why the housing development is holding on is because they don't want to like lose that additional control.
Well, yeah, because
the additional money source.
Building in their HOAs saying something else compared to what you guys want. What do they want built?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the HOA can control some of that. So since it's in the control of the buyer or the builder, right now they can get away with like a lot more stuff, per usual, with corruption. Well, you guys can't tell me it's not corruption on some level. Like, if you've got 100 houses and you get $110 every 3 months, how much money is that? Like, math it.
100 times 100?
Yeah.
10,000? No. 10,000?
10,000? Is it? Yeah, because I'm bad at math. So, and I'm putting Gabe on the spot, so don't hate us, but you have a calculator. But either way, if you're collecting, in theory, $10,000 every 3 months, for what? A yard mowing business is maybe $100 to mow the front piece of the yard. That pool maintenance, they must be paying a shit ton for that pool maintenance up in there. My phone's up there, so I can't do math on my... I can do it on the watch.
It's gonna bother me. I'm too tired to know if I'm correct or not. 100 times 100. 10,000.
Yeah. So they're getting 10,000 from this community. I know there's way more than 100 houses in this community too, but say at easy math, they're getting $10,000 every 3 months for this HOA that doesn't clean the pool, has maybe 3 acres of grass to mow for the community. And that's it. That's all they do for us. There's no block parties. There's no... Because I have heard that some HOAs use it to like do a community fund. Like they do like community events. There's not been a single event held in the 4 years that we have been here. So I think there's corruption. Maybe when I'm a stay-at-home mom, I'll investigate.
She'll get to the bottom of it.
Maybe I'll care more. Right now we see it as a bill and we just gotta pay it.
As long as they don't come bother me.
But yeah, I don't know. Corruption is really the only answer to the HOA, as with lots of government entities. So, sorry if you thought the government was free and clear. Hate to be the bearer of bad news. But I think we're going to end it here. Thank you for watching. Sorry we skipped a week. I know I apologized last video and probably the video after before that, but Gabe, I knew we had a couple scheduled out, so I thought we had enough of a buffer, and Gabe informed me yesterday that we indeed do not have enough of a buffer, so there is a week that we did not put a video out. But like I said, we're getting better. The energy's going up. Gabe's been an awesome cook, has been forcing us to cook, which is good. And we're going to try to stick with it. So, have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.